Good morning and welcome. My name is Dr. Sonya Morgan, and this is Mindset Matters with Just Dr. Sonya. And today is a special day. It is Sunday, July 5th, and that officially makes it my birthday because it's a little bit after 12, and I am celebrating 59 years today. And as a gift to myself, I am launching this channel. And I have spent so many years encouraging and empowering and elevating others. But this year, I decided to stop waiting for the perfect moment and create a space that God has placed in my heart. And so today, in honor of my birthday, I'm going to share 5 things that I know for sure about life after 50. So come on, let's go. Talk about it. Are you still here? Come on, let's go. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. Yeah. Hey y'all. Y'all back? Hi. Sometimes you do have to encourage yourself and speak over your life and speak over the lives of your children and your spouses and over your jobs and your teams or in whoever you come into contact with. Sometimes you just have to speak over yourself and encourage yourself, because oftentimes we are given so much of ourselves that when we dry up because of all that we poured out, what do we do? Where do we go? Who do we have to speak into our lives? Some of us have no one, but if you don't have anybody, you have yourself and you have me. So thank you for coming back and joining me on my birthday. And I promised you that I was going to share 5 things that I know for sure about life after 50. And I have some notes written here, so I'm going to share those with you in just a few minutes. So if you see me looking down, it's because I got to check my notes and make sure I stay on point, because if I don't, I'll just go off track, and I don't want to do that. I don't have time for that, neither do you. So, I'm just excited to be here in this space and just really walking out what I believe my purpose is in life, and that is to reach other people, specifically women, and just encourage them and empower them to know that they can do whatever it is that their heart desires. God already has laid the plan for us, and we just need to walk it out, okay? Amen? Amen. All right. So let's jump on into it. So the first point is that it's never too late to begin again. And starting this channel is evidence at 59 that purpose does not expire. I have lived a tough life, but a good life. I was married in my first marriage when I was in my early 20s, and I had a son from that marriage, and then after we divorced, I adopted 4 children. 3 of them were siblings, and then one was a friend of my oldest daughter that she brought home from school, and the child never left my house, y'all. Just never left my house, and I ended up adopting her through kinship care. And so I've raised 5 children as a single mom on my own, and but it was such a blessing for me to be able to cover my children and to pour into their lives. And I just thank God that today they are all grown, they are beautiful, they have their own families, most of them. I now have 7 grandchildren because through their lives. I have 7 grandbabies, and actually I have 2 more because at 50 I remarried, and to my current husband, and together we have a blended family of 7 children and 9 grandchildren. So we have lived a full life, and it hasn't always been easy. But I know that God has a purpose for my life, and I am willing to do whatever it is that He has called for me to do. And I'm going to walk that thing out because I know He's already laid that path. He has gone before me and made every crooked place straight. He is behind me, and He is nudging me into my destiny, towards my calling and my purpose, and I am walking that thing out. I know that He has encamped angels all around me, and so I am just so grateful that I serve a mighty, mighty good God that keeps me going and pushing and striving to be more like Him and to give my all to anyone that I come into contact with. And so I don't take it lightly that I have an opportunity to pour into others. And I do it on a daily basis in my work, at my 9 to 5, and I also do it every day through just meeting people and my other opportunities that I have to engage with others. And so I'm just grateful to be here, and I want you to know that it is never too late. Your purpose does not expire. It doesn't expire. So whatever it is that you want to do, I say, go do it. Go after it. Don't stop. Keep pushing, no matter what the obstacles that come your way are. Knock them down, because you have the power to do anything that you put your mind to. All right, so that's our number 1. And then our number 2, which is very interesting to me, because a lot of people feel that when they become a certain age that I am who I am, and there's nothing else that I can do, or I'm not going to change who I am for anybody. But let me tell you, number 2 is you are allowed to outgrow old versions of yourself. There does not need to be this mindset that this is just who I am. I believe that I should always stay a student. I am always open to opportunities to learn and to grow and to change. Growth requires changing your habits, sometimes changing relationships, changing the expectations that you may have for yourself or even for other people, or even your environment. Sometimes you have to change your environment, which means sometimes the people that you're around aren't serving you or helping you to get to where it is that you want to go or need to go, and they can't go with you. So you have to change those relationships, change your environment, change your mindset, because when you change your mindset, you change your life. Yes, 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 yes. And then number 3 I want to share with you is your health and peace must become priority. Self-care is not a selfish thing. It's not a selfish act. It is stewardship. It is stewardship over your well-being, over your mental health. I know as a woman, as many of you know, as women, we carry so much. I told you I raised 5 children by myself. 5. And it wasn't easy. There were people that I surrounded myself with that could support me on that journey of raising my children. There were times where I had to ask my family to step in and, babysit for me, or I would send my children up to New Jersey, where I'm originally from. I would send them to Jersey so that they could stay with my mom or my grandparents, and I would need a break because that's a lot to take on. It's a lot to raise 5 children, and I couldn't do it by myself. If I didn't have my village, and it takes a village, if you have one, it takes a village. So I wouldn't have been able to do it without my village. So make sure that you surround yourself with people who can help you, that's going to encourage you to take time for yourself, that's going to be your accountability partner, and tell you, hey, you need to take a break. Why don't you just go and get your nails done? Why don't you just go on that weekend trip away? Why don't you just go and get a facial? Why don't you just go and relax in the room and not have to worry about cooking or cleaning or feeding the kids or taking them to appointments or to their games? I got it today. I got it for you. So you need those I got it for you people in your corner, because taking care of yourself, of your body, of your mind is stewarding what God has given you. And if you don't steward it, it's going to go straight to the pits, right? And you don't want that. So even at this age, my weight has fluctuated up and down, up and down, up and down. And this is a story for another time, but just briefly. At my very highest, I was 324 pounds. And I know that came from the stress of my first marriage, my first relationship, marital relationship. It wasn't a very healthy necessarily one. Um, I was always under stress and pressure. Um, but then when I turned my life around, and began to go on my health journey, it has improved. Now, it took some years. That was when I was in my 20s. I am now 59, and I am now back at one of the lowest weights that I have ever been. Just recently, over this past year, have I gotten to be under 100, under 200 pounds. So that's just an amazing testimony in and of itself, and I'll share that at another time later on. And then the fourth one, which is a very important one that I want you to remember, is that your story still has value. The things that you have survived may become that encouragement that someone else needs to hear. Your test is your testimony. Amen. Your test is your testimony. So don't be afraid to share it. And here on this channel, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to be very open with you. I'm going to be very transparent with you. The things that have knocked me down and the things that I have used to pick myself back up from my bootstraps. But that primary thing has been God. No one else, nothing else. Me and God, always. And then finally, excellence is not perfection. I have a saying, and I'm going to show you later on in this video when I show you some outtakes of my pre-birthday celebration and my birthday celebration. But I have this motto that I coined many years ago when I when I was young in the workforce. Excellence begets excellence. And what that means is excellence means honoring God, honoring your gifts, and honoring yourself by giving your best with what you have today. Let me say that again. Excellence means honoring God, your gifts, and yourself by giving your best with what you have today. So excellence begets excellence. And so when you give, others see that. And then they too, the goal is for them too to understand, to embrace that. And then they too also begin giving in excellence. And that I tell my team today that we don't strive for perfection because perfection is not attainable at all. We're only perfected in God and through God, but it is not attainable. And so I just want to make sure that when you think about excellence, and I tell my team that we don't think about perfection because it's not the same thing. It is doing the best with what you have today, what is before you, what is at your disposal, those resources, those tools that you have in your tool belt, whatever it is that you have, use it in excellence. And I am sitting on my porch, y'all, and it is becoming dusk out here because my husband was inside and I wanted to have some quiet space. So please forgive the lighting here right now. But that was my number 5. And I'm going to be touching on excellence begets excellence a lot in this, and also on mindset, because this is the Mindset Matters channel, right? And so I just want to give you those 5 points. And I want to ask you, though, can you all share with me just one thing that you know for sure at this stage of your life that has put things into perspective for you? One thing that you are sure of at this stage in your life that has put things into perspective for you. If you would be so kind, put it in the comments. And we want to, so we can encourage other people, right? And we can encourage one another. So put the one thing that you know for sure at this stage of life in the comments, so we can be here for each other and support one another. And I want to close out by saying thank you to, there were some key content creators that kind of helped me push the record button today. And it's in no particular order, but as they come to my mind, and I will talk a little bit more about them as well. And the first one that I want to mention is Adrienne MG. And Adrienne is also on her second marriage, and she has a blended family, and she lets God lead her. And I just love her content. She is quirky. She is funny. I am sometimes in tears, and I like her stuff. I hit the like button. I don't always comment, but I do want to let her know that I see her. I appreciate her, and I value all that she puts forth. So if you are don't know who she is, please go ahead and look her up, Adrienne MG. And then there is Rosalind Lachey. And Miss Rosalind Lachey is very bubbly, vibrant. She's my fellow Cancerian, and she just takes life by the horns and doesn't let anything hold her back. She wants to travel. She gonna travel, and she gonna travel solo. I love traveling. I just love how she just grabs your attention from the beginning. How she just says, "This is what I'm going to do, and ain't nothing going to stop me." So I gravitate to that kind of energy, and I just love her content. And then another young lady is Busy Ree. And Busy Ree has me cracking up all the time. And both she and Rosalind Lachey have also are on a weight loss journey, and so I gravitated to them because of that as well. And so I appreciate their content and their encouragement. Um, Busy Ree is a mom, and she has 3 children and a husband, and her life is busy, and that's why they call her Busy Ree. So please find her too and check her out, as well as Rosalind Lachey, if you haven't already subscribed to them. And then there is a new young lady that I just found by happenstance on Facebook. I guess the algorithms pushed her out, and I know her name is Lisette, and I want to say Life with Lisette, something to that nature. And this young lady is also over 50, and she started her YouTube after 50. She's now about 56 years old. And just listening to her content as well made me realize, yeah, it's time. And all of the people that I mentioned, um, she have helped me get to this point right now. But Miss Lisette, she seems to me like no nonsense. Um, there's no boundaries. Nothing is off limits in conversation for her. Um, and she is going to be she's very transparent and open, and I appreciate that as well. And so I gravitated to her. So thank you, Lisette, as well. And then finally, Wisdom Speaks Life with Letitia. Oh my goodness. Miss Letitia, I absolutely love and adore you. You just know how to encourage us, and to let us know that everything is going to be all right and that God has our back. Now, I know that. I already know that. But it's something to hear somebody else tell you that, right? And the confirmations that I get from when I listen to your vlogs, and so I just am so grateful for these 5 women creators and content creators who are all 40 and over. I believe all of them are at least 40 and over, that have helped me get to where I am right now. And I one day hope to be where they are, in this content creation world somewhere, because I know that it is my calling. I know what God spoke over my life, that I was going to be in front of thousands upon thousands of people to show his light through my words. And I know that this is just one avenue to help get me there. And so I am looking forward to what is to come and what God is going to do in this space with me. So Again, thank you. And in closing, I want you to know that around here, we are not aging backwards, but we are moving forward with wisdom, with purpose, with faith, and in excellence. Mindset matters, and here we elevate together. Thank you for joining me on this day. Now, check out my outtakes of my pre-birthday and my birthday celebration and my gifts. Mwah, I love you. I will see you in the next video. Love and blessings to you all.